Okay. All right, let's get it. Good morning, millionaires. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching a replay. This is a special edition. We call this Free Coaching Friday. Tonight, the new newsletter drops. That's important. New newsletter dropping tonight. I want you to take that real serious because that's how we change lives. You know what I'm saying? That's how we change lives right there. WeAreMillionaireMinded.com has the new newsletter. It comes out 3:30 p.m. every Friday. Also, I'd be remiss to not mention, because I know it's payday for a lot of us, don't forget to get the ultimate holiday gift, Color Me Millionaire, which is our vision board and affirmation coloring book. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you grab a few of these. What's up, Rita B? YouTube gang checking in. What's up, Jess? Let's get it. So this is a really cool way, y'all, to get that gift for somebody who kind of like doesn't have, they already have everything. Super cool, images in here. It's like an all ages coloring book. You know what I'm saying? That's still one of my favorites right there. All right, but it's Free Coaching Friday. I'm about to call in on this live line, get this party started. Start putting your questions in the comments, please.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time.
Thank you.
My man Glenn in the house. Uh-oh.
All participants are muted. All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is HaZiQ Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach, a self-esteem development fanatic, but I don't know who this is because you haven't typed in your thing. You got to come to YouTube, Millionaire Minded TV, or you got to come to my timeline, and then I'll be able to see you. Or you can go to LinkedIn, or you can go to Twitter. Any of those ways I'll be able to see. But if you do it this way, then I can't see who that is until later on when I go check the Facebook group and then see who you were. So just a little tip for everybody who's participating from the Facebook group. Ain't nothing wrong with participating from the Facebook group, but I just need to know you're there. Mimi in the house. What's up, Queen? All right. Marie, man, I love the YouTube gang. My man Carlton is in the house. Long time, bro. Let's get it, baby. Good morning, millionaires. My man Smitty is up in here. All right, so I'm blessed and fortunate to be a self-made millionaire. But more than that, I have focused a lot of my time and energy on codifying what exactly we do so that you can do it too. I want you to be able to reproduce my results. If I could do this and I ain't got no degree, I know people with more degrees than a thermometer, y'all, and they ain't got two nickels to rub together. And I ain't saying money is everything, but I am saying that philosophy causes division, religion causes division, you know what I mean? Socioeconomic causes division. You know, if y'all been paying attention on my Facebook, on my Instagram, y'all see I'm just getting trolled right, back to back to back. Because there's a lot of division when we start talking about some of these categories. But let me tell you what builds community. Science. Because people can't argue with science. So I've created a science that we call revenue acceleration. I have discovered, would be a better way to put it, a science that we call revenue acceleration. And it's set up into 7 different segments, right? It's a cycle. So you start with the leads. From there, and this is all in the description, if you read the comments, if you read the caption, if you read the post, it's all a cycle. Step number one is leads or prospects, right? You know, which are not interchangeable, but I just want to make this super simple, right? Then from there, number two and number three, and you can switch around the order, is appointments and meaningful conversation. Then number four is presentations. Number five is conversion, how well you close, right? Number six is follow-up, because you're supposed to follow up whether they buy something or whether they don't, right? Because number seven is upsells. And what did upsells just do? Turn all your customers into leads, and then the whole cycle continues again. It's a science. And so what I'm here to do today is answer any questions you have. *6 will unmute your line, or you can type them in the comments. Ask me any question that you have about your business, and we're going to jump into it. Good morning, millionaires. *6 will unmute your line, or you can type it in the comments. Let's get it, y'all. Our time is limited, so I want to make sure we get the most out of this. *6 will unmute your line. *6 will unmute your line. You can ask me anything about your business. You can ask me anything about the mindset that makes, you know, this thing work.
Good morning, HaZiQ.
Good morning, Queen.
This is Crystal Reynolds out of Crestview, Florida. I want us to flow well with Free Coaching Friday. I did my part. I thought of something. So I have gotten, you know, decent at creating customers for my tutoring service. And now I want to at least present them, you know, Novae. And so I'm good at getting them into my tutoring, but then, like, you know, and even now that I'm thinking about it, some of the people that say no to tutoring services, like, I want to, you know, help them get into my financial services company with Novae. And I've tried, you know, people who are unable to purchase tutoring services, it's difficult. I mean, I was trying to create, you know, like, girl, I will pay for you to be in, you know, the financial services, just, you know, come. And then it was like, well, you know, and I'll tutor your kid for free, whatever.
Okay.
That still didn't work, you know.
I got you, Queen.
And I understand.
That's an easy one. That's an easy one. So for everybody who couldn't hear her clear, what she's saying is she has customers in one of her businesses, and she wants to know how to present her home-based business to them. Because this call isn't specifically about any particular home-based business. You know what I mean? But the essence of what she's asking is something that's applicable to many of us that are watching right now. It all starts with you understanding their problems. It all starts with you understanding their problems. I don't care if you're trying to present landscaping or you're trying to present a financial services business. Somebody give me this in the comments so I can make sure you're clear. If you present and first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for asking that first question. That was Miss Crystal Reynolds out of Crestview, Florida. So I gotta give her her props and whatnot. All right, now write this in your comments. Write this in your power book. That's another reason that you need one of these, because then you get to keep track of all our calls. You see that? That ain't nothing but note paper right there that you could be writing this down in, because this is the kind of thing that you need to do. You need to write down quotes like this, adages that help crystallize wisdom into a little 3-second blurb. But it's the kind of thing that can last you timeless, right? It's priceless, but it's 3 seconds. Watch this. If you present your solution before I've given you my problem, you're begging. Everybody ducks a beggar. But if you present your solution after I've told you my problem, well, now you're just helping me out. And everybody loves a servant. So write that down. Everybody ducks a beggar. Everybody loves a servant. Somebody share this with an entrepreneur if you agree with that. Share this with an entrepreneur right now if you agree with that. Type that in the comments and then share this with an entrepreneur. Everybody ducks a beggar. Everybody loves a servant. So if I'm Miss Crystal Reynolds, what I'm doing is I'm asking certain questions, which is the second step of the revenue acceleration cycle. I'm having meaningful conversation with them. Does that make sense? I'm having meaningful conversation. What I want to do now is say, How's everything been going with the family? Okay, so if you could, after we exchange pleasantries and do some small talk like that, maybe I just start asking deeper stuff like, so a year from now, where would you like things to be? 2 years from now, let's say we meet up back here and it's 700 days from now. How would you like things to be operating? Now what are you doing? You're creating a gap between where they are and where they want to be so you can see the problems. So then maybe you ask something to follow up like, and Crystal knows we have a whole class on this in the Kaizen Academy, asking questions. But a great follow-up question to that might be something like, hey, so what do you think is the main thing stopping you from getting there? Now they may say things like, oh, it's my time. I just don't have the time to work on it. Uh-oh, we just found a way to enter your home-based business, right? Because they just said time. Well, they'll say, oh, it's my money. My money is really funny. Uh-oh, we just found a way to enter into a conversation about our home-based business. Am I making sense, Crystal? Unmute yourself and and let me hear if I'm crystallizing this for you.
Yeah.
Is this making sense for real, Queen?
Okay.
Yeah. Then you go into that.
Come up with a new question with that, but go ahead.
Say that again. Say that again.
So that makes sense, and then it makes me ask, like, so, meaningful conversation, get what they need, and then, like, take them to a presentation or,
Well, not yet. Not yet. And I'm glad you said that, right? So not yet. Now you take them into that kind of like 3-stage question we teach around here in Millionaire Minded. Well, next after that, you might go to first, a statement they can't disagree with, which means you're basically agreeing with them. Like, yeah, it is really hard to find time. Or, yeah, money is really short. These prices are skyrocketing right now. That's the first one. Then the second stage is you enter into a statement that creates credibility and reflects experience. So I might say something like, I've been a parent a long time, and I got to tell you, if I don't have another source of income coming in, it was just super hard for me to spend any time with my family, much less, trying to get to my goals, whatever their goals they said there was, right? So what did I do? I just now brought up my experience in being a parent just like them. And then with the credibility, I'm saying, if it weren't for this extra income I'm bringing in, I wouldn't have. So then the third one is you drop it all in their lap. So let me ask you, what are you working on right now that's going to make it different a year from now? Now they're like, oh my God, nothing. Now you're like, you know what? I got somebody you need to meet, or I think I got something you need to watch. You see how that feels much different now, Crystal?
That's fire, man. Shoot. That's why I appreciate you. Yeah, I know you know. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, man, I was homeless. I've never had a job. If I ain't figured this out, then I would have starved to death. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Everybody give it up for Miss Crystal Reynolds. That was an incredible first question. That's what I'm talking about. If you haven't joined the email newsletter yet, make sure you go, be following that down here on the screen. Text message at MillMind to 81010, you know what I mean? And then also join the newsletter. If you've tried before and you still aren't getting the newsletter, then send me your email address and I'll make sure that you got it. All right, let's see who else has a question in this thing. Let's see who else has a question in this thing. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. My man, Spoon. My man, Spoon. He has an incredible event center that he's running, right? And he's like, how can he get more business clients to the Silver Spoon Event Center? He's doing great on the weekends, but he wants to target business clients for weekdays so that they can rent out the building. So there's a bunch of things that I would do with this, man. This revenue acceleration cycle works in all areas. First, I would figure out what kind of clients I'm trying to target, right? And if the building is just sitting there, I could do all kinds of things. I could make sure that I tweak the pricing, right? I could even give it away. I can start doing a a gift card registry, a business card registry, where I set up fish bowls in different places that have this target customer. So let's just say I'm looking for people who are doing, let's say, home businesses, right? And I want them to start using my event center during the weekdays, since I know they do a lot of presentations, where there are a lot of home-based businesses. You know what I mean? Maybe I got Amway on Mondays. Maybe I have some travel company like Vibe or something on Tuesdays. Maybe I have, some incredible financial services company that I know Spoon happens to know about, Novae. Maybe they're on Wednesdays, et cetera, so forth. So what I would do is I would approach different leaders and say, check it out, man. I got this system set up where I'll not only give you the event center, but I'll help you market. You know what I mean? It costs this much, but then what we do is we take that money and then we help you. It comes with some free flyers. We print up the flyers for you. Now, why am I doing this, Spoon? I'm doing this because secretly on the other side of the flyer or at the bottom of the flyer, I've got a whole ad for rent this location for your next blah, blah, blah. Now, what I've just done is turn this home-based business and all their affiliates into a street team for my event center. Am I making sense, Spoon? So that's just one idea. But I'm going to tell you, what you need to do is get in that Kaizen Academy. That's gonna grow everything for you, because you need to take that revenue acceleration class, bro. If you go through those 4 classes that I make mandatory for every one of my students, it's going to give you so many ideas. But did that help you, bro? Okay. That's just one idea, bro. That's just one idea, but I'm glad that helped you. Everybody give it up for Spoon. Give it up for Spoon. That was a really good question. Y'all are coming with it. So I want you to let me know how that one goes, Spoon. But there's a million other ideas I could give you, but I don't want to overwhelm you right now. Start with that, since you know that it starts with the leads. What is your target? If I was to research other event centers, then I would look at their calendar and see who it is that's booking business Monday through Thursday. I would look and see what kind of companies these people are. Because if I can get 1, I can get 10. If I can get 10, I can get 100, baby. You know what I mean? I just need to know who I'm aiming for. Share this with an entrepreneur, y'all, if that made sense to you. Share this with an entrepreneur. Okay. Let's look for some more questions. Okay, Spoon. I'm glad that was helpful, bro. Let's look for some more questions. Okay. So Mimi's like, how can I better leverage my podcast for my Novae business? Now, this isn't just about Novae, but I still appreciate that question. She's like, how can I better leverage my podcast for my Novae business? Well, Queen, what I'd be doing with my podcast is, again, the revenue acceleration cycle starts with leads. So what I'd be doing with my podcast is talking to different business owners. I'd be interviewing every business that I can reach, right? And I'd be talking to them about, again, where are you now? What is it you do? Where are you trying to be in 5 years? What's stopping you from getting there? Funding? Oh. Business credit? Oh, so you say you've been, your money's kind of funny. How, and let's say they don't just lay it out that quick, like, oh, I need business credit. Let's say they say something more along the lines of, well, I just find myself overextended, or I need more inventory. It's just really rough trying to get to then what happens is, all of a sudden, I get to ask questions like, how is your cash flow? How are you creating systems that allow you to better leverage all the opportunity that's out here? How are you creating them funds for your marketing budget? So now what am I doing, Queen? I'm gathering marketing tips, which makes me more of an expert with these businesses. Am I making sense, Mimi? So since it starts with leads, and I know what I'm looking to do with Novae anyway, since she asked me specifically about Novae, which is a fintech-based financial solutions company for consumers and small businesses, right? Off the top of my head, what I would do is aim at my target customer, which would be business owners. And then after I've got business owners in my crosshairs, I start figuring out different ways I can serve them. So I would come to them and say, hey, let me promote your business. Let's talk about what it is you do. And then maybe I would start to narrow in on a certain niche that I know needs my favorite product every time. So if I was going after truckers, for instance, then what I would do is start talking to trucking schools. And then I would have, a whole podcast and I'm going real out the box right here, but a whole podcast just dedicated to trucking, and then it's always sponsored by my business credit for trucker services. I hope this is helping. I hope this is helping. Okay. Was that helpful for real, Mimi? You gonna apply some of that, Queen? Good. Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. We can hear you. Okay. Let me take this last one, then we'll go to the phone line. Appreciate that. All right. My man Dennis Thicklin, he was like, is there a way to inspire new reps on my team to take correct action to building their business? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Mimi was like, immediately. I love that. Great question, Queen. Everybody give it up for Mimi. All right, my man D Money, he was like, what's the best way to inspire my new teammates to correct action and building their business? I gotta tell you, man, this is one of those HaZiQ-isms, right? You ever heard me say, Brother Dennis, that nobody says monkey talk, monkey listen? What's the saying, everybody? It's monkey see, monkey do, right? So one of the things that you want to do when you're trying to inspire your reps to take correct action is you want to make sure that you're on the trainings. I don't care what business you're doing. There are some scheduled trainings that are set up. And what you want to do is be on the trainings yourself and then reach out to them. Like, man, were you on that training last night? It was incredible, right? Or when you're on the training and you're looking for them, you're sending out text messages because you're there. If they didn't make it, you call them the next day. You call them the next morning and say, hey, listen, I know you have a lot going on, but what I need you to do is I need you to go and watch that replay because, the leader was talking about blank, blank, and blank. And it reminded me of the problems that you said that you were having. It's very important always as leaders that we listen. Because part of the job of a leader, Dennis, is to paint a vision so big that they can see their vision inside of it. Does that make sense? I'm going to be more powerful and magnetic as a leader at the point that I am able to paint a vision that's big enough to also encompass their vision, right? So let's say they want to be a six-figure earner. Then maybe my vision is to create 12 six-figure earners in the next 12 months. So now my vision is big enough to include their vision. Does that make sense to you? So when I'm talking to them about what their vision is, that's going to be pretty helpful if my vision is supposed to include theirs, right? So, Brother Dennis, the first thing you want to do is talk to them about their vision. You need to be talking to them about their vision, right? And then once you know their vision, you can tie in the different actions you want them to take to that vision. Now there's a tugboat. Now there's a rope strong enough to pull that thing. You get what I'm saying? You need to know what they want so that you can help them get it. That's the job of a leader. That's the job of a leader. So when you say, is there a way to inspire them to take new action? First, you need to find out why they're even doing this. Because this is just a way to get where they're trying to go, right? This ain't the solution. This is a way to get to the solution. And so for you to understand where they're trying to get, you need to ask questions. You need to listen for what's being said, and then also listen for what's not being said. And then from there, you're able to talk in their language. There's this adage people always say, man. They be like, they call it the golden rule. They say, treat people the way you want to be treated. But that's bad information. What you want to do is treat people the way they want to be treated. And there's something called personality types out here, right? I always describe it as winter, spring, summer, fall, which is like organizer, socializer, empathizer, and analyzer. That's winter, spring, summer, fall. Organizer, socializer, empathizer would be spring, and then fall would be the analyzer. If I am talking to an analyzer like a winter, I'm going to lose them every time. So Dennis, you got to get good on those personality types. We're going to have some trainings in the Kaizen Academy real soon on personality types. And if you're not in the Kaizen Academy, y'all, I want to humbly suggest you check it out. Less than a price of a cup of coffee a day, man. And it's going to change your whole business life. You know, so, but Dennis, you know, you already know this. You may want to go to that pro package, Dennis, you know, so that way you can go through all of the past classes, man. But that was a great question. That was a great question. Is this helpful? Is this helping y'all? Okay, I know we got a phone line. I know we got somebody on the phone line. Good morning, millionaire.
Great morning. This is Joseph Smith out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. This is a 4-part question. I wanted to know, when did you achieve your millionaire status? Did you celebrate? And how did you celebrate? Did you buy yourself something to commemorate the moment? And finally, was it like an emotional moment? And who did you share it with? You know, who did you share that moment when you accomplished that goal?
Okay. So yeah, man, I mean, this call isn't like necessarily about me. Like what I'm trying to do is kind of like help y'all, but I see that there's some elements in there that could be helpful. So I'm not really sure when it happened. We just looked up and, you know, our revenue had gone above a certain amount. And it just sort of like, you know, there it is. I didn't really celebrate because it's such a small step on the way for me. However, I feel like you should celebrate those milestones. I just haven't done it. I also don't celebrate birthdays, really. I don't really celebrate because my goals are so vast, bro. Like right now, I'm working on a movie, you know what I mean, that they made about my music, but most of you haven't even heard my music. Or I'm working on, there's just a bunch of stuff that I'm doing where I don't have the consciousness that tells me that's a big deal. I've been making money a really long time. Like they put me on 60 Minutes before I was a teenager because I was making more than a lot of people's parents. So it's not like this real big thing to me. It's almost like, yeah, about time. And now let's get to plus I got friends around me. Like one of my buddies just bought a jet. I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? So I keep on, and I'm not saying this to say this is where everybody else should be, but I don't really spend money. You know, I have a few baubles, you know, I have, you know, some jewelry. I have some clothing, you know, I have a car that I like a lot, but my car ain't no 2021. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't spend anything. And I'm dealing with that with my therapist where it's almost like, you know, there are even certain like, all right, I'm gonna get real transparent. There were certain psychoses in my mind, like where I had issues with my teeth. You know what I mean? But when they first presented these issues to me, I was jacked up. You know what I mean? I was just really just coming out of this homelessness thing. And so in my mind, it was like, well, I don't know how I'm supposed to pay for that. So because I have a certain pride thing where I'm not going to go to my brother. I'm not going to go to my sister. I'm not going to go, you know what I mean, panhandling. It's like, I'm going to get it myself. But what'll happen is you'll achieve these certain stages where all of a sudden you realize you don't have to look at the right side of the menu anymore. But you have to remind yourself of the fact that you don't have to do that anymore. It's like a real trippy thing, because I was traumatized by this moment in my life. I remember when I went on tour, I was telling my girl about this the other day, like how one of the things that really helped me out is that a good friend of mine who you know, he went on tour, and they brought me out. It's kind of like an opening act and stuff like that. So it was me, it was Dame Dash, it was just all these different people. And we toured, we did like 52 cities and whatnot. I had left my car because I tell y'all the story about living in this spot where there was no window panes in certain rooms. And I talk about this cat, Osama, been drinking. And but first I tell you that I stayed with my homeboy who had broke up with his wife. Yo, when I came back from tour, because I love Mercedes and whatnot. And so I had a Mercedes. When I was sleeping in my car, it was a Mercedes. But at any rate, I came back from tour and there was bullet holes in my car. It was just jacked up, man. It was just, and the idea that, you know, my kids had to come visit. And not only did I have to boil water on the stove because we didn't have hot water, I had to boil water in the stove and pour it in the tub for my kids to take a bath and all of that, and then drive them around in a car with bullet holes in it, which had to be very scary. You know what I mean? I think I told them some kind of lie, like, you know what I mean? I don't remember what I told them about the bullet holes, but it took a while for me to even have the money to get it patched up. It was just a wild time. That traumatized me. I'm dealing with post-traumatic, either stress syndrome or post-traumatic growth disorder. And I'm just sharing that to say that, like, nah, I'm not even in a place where I did any of that. And I'm not saying that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, no. So I hope that was helpful somehow. No, I didn't celebrate. And no, I ain't. It's like getting some of these lifetime achievement awards. That's for people who are done. And I ain't done yet. I am grateful, but I have not thrown some party because I'm a millionaire or went and bought a Rolls Royce or something or whatever they say you're supposed to do, because I ain't playing it that way. I'm just getting started. All right, y'all. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you got something out of this. I want to encourage you. Please follow us on Instagram. No Money Down King. No Money Down King. And I hope you got something out of the different nuggets and the different questions that people were brave enough to ask. And today, the newsletter comes out at 3:30 p.m. So make sure that you register for that. Make sure that you put in your email address when you go to wearemillionaireminded.com. And the newsletter comes out at 3:30. You're really going to love this newsletter. It's always separated into mindset, skill set, and heart set. And yeah, Miss Jenkins, I got to start celebrating more of the small things. It's so many stories that I ain't shared. You know what I mean? But one day, But love y'all, man. It's affirmation time. Since this is Free Coaching Friday, we went a little bit longer. Instead of it being 15 minutes, we went 30 minutes. But now it is time for us to do our affirmations. Y'all know how we do it. So call in right now. Make sure you join the newsletter. Make sure you join the text message system. Become a part of the family. And repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it. These, by the way, are the same affirmations I'd be saying when I was sleeping in my car. Right? You don't have to believe what you're saying for it to start coming true. You get what I'm saying? It is really weird. It's really weird. But there is truly power of life and death in the tongue. So repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful